guys. Today we are going to learn about why water is so special to us, why it makes life on Earth possible. Because Earth is not habitable without this liquid water. It's the reason why no other planet we have found any life forms on it, because no other planet has any liquid water that we've found. So, the water molecule itself is pretty special because it is polar. We know that it has one oxygen and two hydrogen, and that oxygen really holds on to that electron through that covalent bonding, so it becomes electronegative, leaving the hydrogens a little bit electropositive. That polarity and that uneven charge is going to cause a real pull, and that's the main reason why it's all very important. Okay, so water molecule has a positive and negative end. It makes it sticky like a polar molecule. The property of water causes it to act like a magnet, attracting other molecules that have positive and negative. Ronan, I am teaching. Sorry. Okay, so because of the polarity, water moderates temperature. It keeps it from getting way too hot or way too cold on Earth. It actually is the universal solvent, so almost everything will dissolve in it. We know that there are the oil-soluble things that won't. And then there's the cohesive behavior, so the water molecules sticking together. Those things have a huge impact on our world. So, water has a very high specific heat. You know, the definition of specific heat is that it needs a lot of energy to raise the temperature of water 1 degree. Because of this, temperature on Earth doesn't fluctuate as much as it should, and water doesn't freeze the way it should. Because between night and day, especially in certain places on Earth, water, if it was a different substance, would freeze or boil. But because it is it has this high specific heat, it actually will moderate that and stay liquid. And so therefore we're not killing off thousands of colonies of fish and bacteria and everything at night when it freezes or in the day when it boils. Life can continue on relatively unharmed on a day-to-day basis and even on a season-to-season basis. All right. So it is the universal solvent. Again, because of the polarity, it has that stickiness. So a solute will come in, and it itself will have some positive ends and negative ends in there. And water's positive end will attract to the negative ends of the solvent, or solute, sorry, and vice versa. So it is our aqueous universal solvent. It does dissolve most compounds. And all of life's reactions need water to occur, or at least dissolve, for things to be able to dissolve in them so they can occur. So that happens throughout our body, and that's why it's so important throughout our universe. And then there's the cohesive behavior. Water will stick together. So the negative end of the oxygen will want to stick to the positive end of another water molecule, and because of that stickiness, the water molecules hang together, creating droplets and also creating that surface tension where they come together, and so things can actually stay on top of water, and that is another property that really helps water do its thing, and I'll talk a bit more about that. So cohesion is when water molecules stick together. Adhesion is when they're going to stick to whatever else they're around, the container they're in or something like that. So here's surface tension. Those water molecules pull together, giving this little bit of a film to hold them together. And then little insects like can walk on the water. Because of that, they actually don't break the surface tension. And because of this, it also allows a lot of carbon molecules, organic molecules, to bend in their 3D structure. And the shape of these organic molecules is actually extremely important to their function. The same chemical formula can have different shapes and act differently. All right, so let's check. In a water molecule, hydrogen and oxygen are bonded together by bonds, B, covalent bonds, C, hydrogen bonds, or D, van der Waals. Take your answer. All right. B, I'm sure you all said B. I don't think I even have to worry about that. But yeah, so it's covalent bond, they share the electrons. All right, which of the following best describes a hydrogen bond? A, formed through an electrostatic attraction between two oppositely charged ions, formed in the equal sharing of electrons between two atoms. Ooh, typo, sorry. The attractive force between neutral atom molecules, or the attractive force between hydrogen attached to an electronegative atom of one molecule and an electronegative atom of a different molecule. Get your answer. Sorry for the bad reading. And I'm guessing you said D, and you are correct. So hydrogen bonds are where one water molecule will want to stick to another. Oxygen's negative and hydrogen's positive of a different one want to stick together. So, and which property accounts for for water's other properties? Cohesion, adhesion, polarity, or specific heat? Okay, get your answer. Did you say polarity? I bet you did. Good job. Okay, I'm going to stop there. So we're just going to do this with water today. So remember, water is important because of its polarity. Polarity gives it its cohesion, so it allows it to stick together. And one thing I didn't say, but it was on there, is that it allows for water to go up in a plant because it's sticking together. So as water evaporates from the leaves, the next water molecule wants to stick to it, so it moves and then moves and then moves and moves, and it's drawing more water up through the roots, and that helps keep water moving throughout the system of a plant. So it's another way that's important. And then we talked about surface tension, and we talked about how it has the high specific heat, so it doesn't change temperature too drastically in a short amount of time. And we talked about how it is the universal solvent. So that's today, and that's what's important about water, and I will see you guys later. Bye.